I'm the Flying Bird. I'm going to bring you some VGC 2016 Pokemon battles. So this meta is quite unpredictable, and this is why I've started my YouTube channel. Try to help people understand this meta and get a couple of ideas in how to sort of break into this meta. So the first team I want to showcase to you is a hyper offensive team that I built for myself, which features a dual Mega Core, Kangaskhan and Salamence, with Primal Kyogre, Talonflame, Xerneas, and a weakness policy, Dragonite. Dragonite's actually a really surprising Pokemon, and I love it. Now my opponent's team has a Gengar, which I presume to be Mega because it's the only possible Mega evolution on his team, Zygarde, Groudon, Togekiss. Togekiss is usually Follow Me, Roost, Mungus, Rage Powder, Giga Drain, Spore, the same shenanigans as it always does, and Sableye. I assumed to lead Sableye and Primal Groudon. And the reason I thought this was Fake Out and Precipice Blades, and then Gravity Precipice Blades. So I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to counter that. So I thought with Mega Kangaskhan and Kyogre. So the Zygarde's a bit of a unique twist. I think he was predicting my Xerneas to lead. Now the interesting thing about Zygarde is that its ability Aura Break reverses the auras. So Xerneas has a Fairy Aura ability, which abuses Fairy type moves by 33%. So the first turn I decided to make a really aggressive play because I assumed that Zygarde's going to set up Dragon Dance, and Sableye is going to fake out my Kyogre. So I decided to power up Punch Zygarde. As I previously mentioned, this team has no Protect. It's an extremely hyper offensive team. So I decided the best play would be go Water Spout in case my opponent decides that Kang is the bigger threat, and to power up Punch Zygarde with my Kang. Now this puts me in a really good position to KO Zygarde next turn, but I have been glared and I'm paralyzed with Kangaskhan. So the next thing that I can think of doing is that still go for another Water Spout, and then go for a double edge onto Zygarde to KO it. Now I did go for Sucker Punch onto Zygarde that turn, because it was just to get damage off, and being paralyzed is really nasty. I thought that if I got a Sucker Punch off on Zygarde, Water Spout would KO, and that would bring in his last two. So now that Gravity has been set up, Gravity lowers every Pokemon's evasion by 2 stages, and at the same time it makes flying types grounded. So it means that ground types can now hit flying types. This is important because Kyogre and Groudon's sort of unique moves, Precipice Blades and Origin Pulse, now are pretty much 100% accurate. So that now means that instead of going for Water Spout each turn, I can now go for Origin Pulse. So Water Spout relies on the HP of a user, whereas now Origin Pulse is 110 flat base power, and Zygarde won't live next turn, and same will Sableye. So I assume to get a double KO this turn. So I'm now taking a 4-2 lead, and this is a really commanding position because if Groudon is one of the last 4, it does give me a tricky spot because I've got to get Kyogre out and back in. But apart from that, there's nothing really that I'd fear too much, because Togekiss and Amoonguss don't have the power to match my team, because my team is just too strong for those, and especially with the spread moves. That's why I don't rate Follow Me and Rage Powder this year. I think they're really successful on the right teams, but on this guy's team I couldn't see it working. Alright, so now with Gravity in play, and now the Harsh Sun up, I knew that the next course of action was trying to get my Kyogre out of there. I'm going to switch for Salamence because it'll lower the Groudon's attack by 1, and I assume this Gengar's going to be Mega, and I assume that Gengar here was going to go Shadow Ball on a Kyogre, so that Precipice Blades would become a 1 target attack, and not take the 75% decrease that spread moves have in this meta. And I thought, great, I can KO the Gengar, and with Talonflame and Kyogre in the back, Talonflame can just set up a Tailwind, and then Kyogre just wins. So the next turn I know that pretty much Kangaskhan and Salamont's going down. And I can't risk Gengar not attacking again and not getting off any damage with Kangaskhan. So I decided to Sucker Punch Groudon and go for a double edge on a Gengar. Now, Salamence can't do anything. I know it's going to die pretty much this turn. So I now know that I'm in a really bad position. I'm going to have to make a risk. And I know that Talonflame and Kyogre can come in, but as I keep mentioning, I don't have any Protect. So there's no way I can set up a safe Tailwind safely with the Protect and then next turn Oko. So I think my opponent overprotects me a little bit this turn, because I assume that my opponent believes that my Kyogre's got Protect. So he's going to try to knock out Talonflame. Now Talonflame's just got one job here. Set up the Tailwind, die, do whatever to Talonflame, leave it up to Kyogre, and Kyogre is going to run shop. And I know that Kyogre's Origin Pulse is going to knock out Groudon in one hit and get rid of Gengar in two. So, by using my opponent's Gravity to my advantage, I now know that if this one play works off, I'll win. So he made a really passive play that turn by protecting with Groudon and hypnosising my Talonflame. If he went for the Precipice Blades, he would have won, because I can't do anything. Now, the -1 attack drop means nothing. He still would have won. Now, it just means Water Spout wins the game. So that was a really good game, and it demonstrates how my team likes to function, and that it can work with both Megas in the team, but it's a really hyper-offensive team that relies on just being able to break things, and it did a really good job. So, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm the Flying Bird, and I'll continue to keep posting many of my battle replays as I can possible. Thank you very much.